Okay, so I'm looking at this light switch. It looks pretty straight now. And I know I have to move this one. Remember, the other one was all painted. This one's painted too, so I have to see what I can do about getting this loose everywhere. Why? I don't know why you should never really paint your light switches. Okay, but they did. Hey, I wasn't here to stop them, so see what happens. See what happens. There's even paint right there where that slot is, because see, that's got to be, there we go. Now see, I can move that over, and this side is down, is over as far as it is, and it almost looks like it's crooked, but it is to the box, but we're just trying to shove it up tighter. Okay, so we're going to see how this works. See, I moved it over quite a bit, didn't I? And this one here, see how I can go. Let's see here. Oh, that one's got to be maybe something like that. Then I can hold this cover plate up, and I'm just going to clean out some of that paint that was in there. Yeah, I would never paint light switch covers or the switches themselves. That's kind of shunned upon. Okay, so let's just see how this works, shall we? Okay, and hold that up there. Wow, that looks pretty good. Right there, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. And that's not pushing in all the way, but hey, I did a little bit. So now I can tighten. I'm going to just snug this up. Because remember, I got it just so it was snug, so it wouldn't move when I put the cover plate on. Because if I had to still shift it, now I can loosen it up and move it a little bit more. Now I can snug that down a little. Okay. And it's all about putting the cover plate on. And see, that lined up pretty good. If it didn't, then I would have to adjust this a little bit, adjust this one a little bit to make sure they fit into the holes. And with this cover plate facing up. And see, I only moved it a little bit, and the paint, when they painted this, they ended up painting underneath here anyways, and then they painted the cover plate after. So we're good with that. Okay, now to find my my screws. I tried to be careful with the screws when I took it out, because there's paint on the screws themselves. Tips. Okay. And on the screws, you just want to make it snug, depending what kind of cover plate you have. Now this one, I think, is a vinyl one, and some of them are hard plastic. You find one that has hard plastic, and if you tighten up the screw too much, you could crack the cover. And I've done it before. Everybody has. Some people, some electricians I've seen, their pet peeve is having the screws facing straight up, you know, like that. But if you're thinking, or maybe you like them sideways, but if you're thinking, oh, you know, that's not perfectly tight, go ahead and tighten it up a little bit more, and don't worry. I don't generally worry if these screws are lined up with each other. When's the last time you went in to a light switch as you're going into a room and you turned it on and you thought, I wonder if they got everything lined up? I'll bet you've never done that before. Now you're going to, huh? You're probably going to. Okay, come on. Where's this hole at? Here we go. Hold your mouth just right, I guess. Okay, make it snug. Now see how that, I push that it's almost tight to the wall now. Remember before it was sticking way out? Okay, the moment of truth. I'm going to go out and turn both breakers on and see what we got. For the time being, I'm going to turn both light switches off because I want you to see what I see. Be right back. Let's see how much straighter that light switch cover plate is. Now, I have not turned anything on yet. I'm going to pull this chain and this should go back on. And it does. I'm just going to turn this switch on first, and that is for the other breaker to turn the fan back on, and that's on. That's a heat fan. So you don't want to necessarily turn that on. The only time you want that on is when you want heat generated, and then that fan blows the heat down. There's a window in here, so that's why there was no exhaust fan. They were using that per code. You have a window that's openable, you don't have to put a fart fan. That's what I call them for the toilet. Okay. So now the moment of truth. Is this light going to work or not? Was it the switch or not? And I'm pretty sure it was. I have not turned it on yet. I want you to see what I see. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, on. Look at that. It was the light switch, and I was pretty sure it was the light switch. Now, do you see why I ended up turning off the breaker for this one too? I mean, I didn't get anywhere close to that to shock myself or anything when I was putting this light switch in. But I did have to move this. I moved it over, and I wasn't too concerned. Had I have hit my screwdriver on the side of a screw and the metal box, I could have shocked myself. Okay, but I was wise, and I took the time to consider, is there 2 circuits in here or not? If you had one light switch for a light, you know, there, and the second, let's say the second switch was for this light, and one switch was for that light, chances are they're on the same circuit, but you can still check it out. But anytime you've got anything else on there, like a heat ventilite or something, that takes up lots of power, so chances are it's on a different circuit. Or it just depends how they wired it up, okay? They might have it on a dedicated circuit. They might have it just in this bathroom, so they have this on and this, but you know, it just depends what electrician hooked everything up and what the plan said. Okay, there you go. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more.